Hello, welcome back, 7th grade. I hope everybody had a great Easter break. Unfortunately, we're supposed to have our class on Tuesday, which is today, but obviously we're not going to have it. So I wanted to create a video for you to explain your next assignment and project. You are going to be creating a Google slide about a virus or bacteria of your choice. I've listed some examples at the bottom of the rubric. I'm going to give you that for you. I'm going to create a copy so you can put all of your information in the rubric first and then make your slide. Okay? But before you begin your project, email me what you'd like to do and I'm going to approve your choice. Okay? Do not start the project without my permission first. Okay? And I've created a video of an example of a student from last year. So let me go over the rubric first really quick. Okay? All right. So for this assignment, you'll select any pathogen, virus, or any pathogenic bacteria. What a pathogen is something that can enter your body and infect you. And both viruses and bacteria, both of them can infect you and enter your body. Okay, so the first slide, you're going to give me the full, properly written scientific name and a common name if it's available. Remember, the scientific name, it's a genus and species, so it's going to be some Latin word. But in a lot of viruses are not in Latin. A lot of the bacteria is in Latin, but sometimes the viruses will not be. Okay, the name of the disease or illness caused by the pathogen. So the example that I'm going to show you is influenza, and then the name of the disease or illness would just be called the flu. The etiology of the illness. Okay, etiology means symptoms of the disease or illness and the expected outcome for the individual. So how long will the person be ill? Or is he even expected to survive? Because some of these viruses and bacteria, they could be fatal. Okay, the next slide. What medical treatment, if effective, or is effective, if any? Sometimes there isn't a treatment yet to prevent or treat a person who is infected. How is the disease transmitted from one individual to another? So that could be, through air droplets, through touch, through blood. E, any additional interesting information about the pathogen. For example, is it specific to one region? So I think in the virus lesson that I did with you, there was one called the Spanish flu, and that was specific just to Spain during that time. Another thing, is it carried by a specific organism? Things like scarlet fever, that would be carried by like a mosquito. Okay, and then you also have to tell me when it was discovered. Okay. All right, here's some different examples. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm just going to go through them. Okay, and you don't have to pick any, like one of these. You can find research on your own if you want to look at different types of viruses and bacteria. But these are just some options that I'm giving you. All right, and this is a student from last year. I picked a pretty basic one. Influenza A virus. Remember, there's 3 types of influenza, A, B, and C. This person did influenza A, which is just called the flu. A good first slide would be having the name of your virus or bacteria and then like a picture of it, what it looks like. Okay, the name of the disease caused by this pathogen. It's the influenza virus. There's an A, B, C. Apparently there's a D virus as well. Okay. Common signs and symptoms of the flu. These are all, the signs and symptoms that you might have. Fever, muscle aches, chill, sweats, headache, cough, fatigue, weakness. Okay, and then this is how long it might last. So 5 to 7 days. Some symptoms such as cough can persist more than 2 weeks. If you have a quick recovery from the flu, you can still infect others 5 to 7 days after becoming sick. You can even pass the sickness along before you feel any symptoms. That's called asymptomatic. Just like when we're talking about the coronavirus, it can be passed along if you don't have any symptoms. Okay, so on this slide, let me know, when you can pass it along or when you're still contagious. So in this case, you can still, pass the flu along 5 to 7 days after you're sick. All right. Is there any medical treatment? So in the flu, you'll need nothing more than bed rest and plenty of fluids to treat the flu. But in some cases, your doctor may prescribe an antiviral medication such as Tamiflu or Relenza. Okay, so how's it transmitted from one person to another? Okay, so most cold and cough flu viruses, they are passed person to person by respiratory droplets. That's like a cough. That's like in the air. Contact can also occur by direct body contact, like kissing or touching somebody with a virus on it, such as shaking hands or someone who has the flu, then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes. These are types of things. I mean, you've heard about this because we've talked about corona and how you can pass it to somebody else. The flu is the same way. Okay. And then remember, some of your viruses that you're going to have, they're only transmitted a certain way. So here's some facts about. This person put fun facts. I don't know if they're really fun because influenza is not fun to have. But in 1918 history, influenza was discovered not by a direct study of disease in humans, but rather from studies on animal diseases. So remember, in 1918, that's when the big Spanish flu hit, and that was the first major pandemic throughout the world. This person put, is it contagious? Yes, it's contagious. A person could spread the flu one day before symptoms begin, then up to 7 days after coming ill. Also, this person put that they can infect people of all age groups. Some viruses affect different types of age groups. So, for example, the chicken pox, that's a virus. Most people, when they get chicken pox, I know I got it, I was about, I think, like 10 years old. So chicken pox is one of those that affects younger people. But you can be, 30s, 40s, 50s and get chicken pox for the first time. And this person put the seasonal flu virus spreads easily from person to person, just like coronavirus. That's why we're doing social distancing. And this person put like the flu outbreak. So every year there is it's called flu season, which is usually in the colder months. But they added where the flu is, I guess where it broke out last year. And here's another fact. So 15 to 20% of people in the U.S. will get the flu. 200,000 people will get it. And then they also put 3,000 to 49,000 people are going to be hospitalized because of the flu. And then the number of people who died each year from the flu-related causes in the United States. So you can put numbers of people that have maybe died from it or that have got your illness. Or the percentage of people in the United States that get your virus. Okay, so this is just an example of somebody's from last year. Try not to pick the flu since I already gave you the whole entire presentation. Plus, it's the most common virus that people know about. So try to pick something that you might not have heard about before, or you want to figure more about. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys present yours next time we have a class. Okay? So if you have any questions, like I said, just email me, and also email me your pick of what you want to do. All right. Have a good week.